fuck warming up.
Right behind you, right
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Mighty Mouse Plays here, and if you're anything like me, Solar 3.0 can be a lot to take in at once. So I want to show off what I've been running for my hunter so you can apply some of these things to your own builds. The first thing I'd like to start off is one of the biggest questions. Which aspects and which fragment should I be running? I use a combination of both the knock them down and the on your mark fragments. Knock them down is going to greatly enhance any of your solar supers, providing either a longer duration for the golden gun and increasing the number of projectiles a blade barrage can throw. I choose to run blade barrage because it is one of the quicker supers at tier 3 with a 735 cooldown, and it is one of the best shutdown supers available at the hunt. The on your mark allows for you to gain up to 3 stacks of handling and reload buff for your weapons by getting headshot kills. It also allows for you to gain 3 stacks at once by using your dodge. Now, there is a neat little loop here available that I am running here by using a combination of the marksman dodge to maintain a quick uptime on my dodges, which can easily provide 3 stacks of the on your mark aspect at once, as well as proccing the new seasonal ability, Classy Restoration, which is going to allow you to get recovery immediately on your dodge. I'm also using the 6th Coyote in order to get 2 dodges on my hunter, allowing for me to either choose to have stacks of handling and reload, or choosing to proc Classy Restoration in order to be able to get out of any sticky or hairy situation at once. Onto the fragments I'm using. The ones I think that are the most important are the Ember of Beams, allowing for the Blade Barrage to have some superior tracking, the Ember of Combustion, which allows your final blows on your solar super to cause targets to ignite, and the Ember of Eruption, causing solar ignitions to have an increased area of effect. What this does is it allows your Blade Barrage super to A, track your opponents more strongly, B, cause them to ignite, and C, if it, applies, anyone who dodges the actual kill of the Blade Barrage may just get caught by a solar ignition, which I do have happen in one of my clips here. I also run the Ember of Searing as well as the Ember of Wonder, not for their effects, but more so for their stat bonuses that they add for me. First, we'll look at the dodges. Since there is a new option for hunters, the Acrobat's Dodge, which is a new powerful ability, granting radiant buff to yourself and nearby allies, you have to revisit what do you want to run. And while the radiant buff is a nice potent buff, which can allow you some nice time to kill bonuses as well as accuracy bonuses to your weapons, I think given that it's longer cooldown, it lacks a little bit of synergy for the current build that I am running right now. I personally choose to run the Marksman Dodge, not only because the cooldown is quicker, but because of the knock 'em down aspect, I actually am able to bypass my throwing knives cooldown. The other effect of the knock them down is while radiant, final blows with your equipped throwing knife fully refund your melee energy, and because the lightweight knife, which I'll talk about more in just a moment, makes you radiant when you hit somebody, if it does kill, it actually will instantly refresh your throwing knife buff. Now, the Gambler's Dodge is also nice, however, because of what I just went into, for my build, it doesn't seem to make more sense than the Marksman Dodge in this moment. In terms of the jump, I prefer the strafe jump. It gives us strong directional control, and you don't have to get stuck like with the triple jump in your jump animation in the air more than once, preventing you from shooting even if it's just for a small amount of time. Now, there's a plethora of options for hunters when it comes to both throwing knives as well as the grenades. So let's break that down real quick. Tackle the throwing knives first. I did dive into why I'm using the lightweight throwing knife already, because it A, applies the radiant buff, but B, it also is the quickest knife between the moment you throw it and when the damage is applied to your enemies. Now, the proximity knife is also a good option, especially considering they have great traction with new hunter exotics, and it can also be used as not only just a quick throwing knife, but as a trap that you can lay on the ground and, hope somebody runs over at any moment. But you do need to consider that when you throw it, it does take a moment between when the knife lands versus when it's actually going to explode. And sometimes that small amount of time can make the difference in a fight. And the knife trick, while now a great option for PvE, I have a hard time recommending it for any of you for PvP. It does throw quickly, but the knives fan out and makes it difficult to land all of your knives, which can at times lead to disappointing damage. There is a redeeming factor that the flaming knives can now apply Scorch, on any hit. However, I don't think this is enough to warrant using them, even though it may delay their recovery when you hit them with this knife. Now, the last option you need to consider is the weighted throwing knife. This is the only one that has one-shot potential that the other knives seem to lack, but it has a longer throwing animation as a trade-off. For those who practice with it, it's very good, and I absolutely would recommend using this. However, I think this just has a little bit more synergy with the build I have running currently. Now, in terms of the grenades you're running, all the new solar grenades are now available. However, I choose to actually run the healing nade. A, it has a fast cooldown allowing for the uses of more grenades over the course of a match, and B, it gives you the restoration and the cure buff, which can allow you to both re-enter or push into fights where you otherwise would need to sit back and let your recovery kick in. It also cannot be used just on yourself, but you can also throw this at teammates to help keep them alive in the moments when they might be finding themselves on the losing end of a gunfight. It's just a very versatile grenade, and while it may not be used to help kill, it certainly can help you stay alive to kill someone else. This grenade also allows for you to get in and out of scenarios where you probably would otherwise die. Having the cure buff where you get an immediate burst of health and then leading into restoration is just very valuable. There's many situations where this can apply, where you take a shot and an enemy decides to push you because you're now weak, but you've turned the tables on them because you can out heal their new incoming damage while you've already healed away the damage that they've put into you. While all the other grenades are nice, especially the solar nade for its zoning capabilities, as well as just, the various uses of the other grenades, I prefer to run the healing grenade. I hope that some of you have found this to be useful, and I can't wait to see how many of you choose to build your own paths using Solar 3.0. I appreciate you all listening in and sticking around until the end. Until next time, I hope you guys stay smooth. Thank you.